New Zealand Stitch Bird. Today I've got a few things, including my new make of the Lane pants, a couple of outfits that I wore when I was away in Queenstown, just mixing a wee bit of me made with ready to wear. Also a couple of new patterns that I'm hoping to make up. Some planning that I did while I was in Queenstown using the Stash Hub app and the Magic mock-up, and just a current project that I'm working on at the moment. Before I get started, what I'm wearing today is I'm wearing a ready to wear top, and this is the Metra blazer by Love Notions. It's got little welt side pockets, it's unlined. This one's actually in a wool. It's a little bit firmer fitting because it's not got the same sort of stretch, but anyway, it still works, and because it's got wool, it's nice and cozy. So a couple of outfits that I wore in Queenstown. I was gonna do a bit of a vlog around layering and things, but it kind of didn't happen. But anyway, one of the first outfits I wore on the first day, I wore a base layer of ready to wear. It was a merino top and a pair of ready to wear pants, and then the layer I put over the top is the vest, Oakley vest I think it's called, by Love Notions. I'll put it down the bottom anyway, which pattern it was, and I really enjoyed wearing that as a layering piece. It meant I could wear another jacket over the top. It's a really nice length. I really recommend that pattern as a layering piece. Haven't got around to making another one, but that is something that I would like to do in the very near future. The other outfit I wore was a hand knitted ferrule jumper, which is homespun wool mixed. I think it's mixed with a little bit of either alpaca or merino, I'm not sure. I think it might be alpaca. Really warm. It was really cold down there. Although it was really cold, we did have some really nice days, and I put a couple of pics in here so you can just see what the scenery was, just really pretty. Anyway, while I was down there, I took a number of photos of my fabric, and then I started going through my patterns. I've got them all on thread loop, so I could go through and have a look at some of the patterns that I want to make up. And I really want to make a dress which is Butterick B6993, and I've started setting it up in my sewing project book, and I'll put a pic of this up here as well while I'm talking to you about it. It's a loose fitting stand-up collar dress, a front yoke with bands, tiered hem and side seam pockets, and view B has rick-rack and the ruffle sleeves. So because I'd taken the photo of my fabric and I was able to get the line art of the dress, I put the line art into Canva. We can just use a background remover. I removed the background, uploaded it into Stash Hub, put my fabric into Stash Hub, and then you go into settings, and then you go to Magic Mock-up. And you can bring the fabric, enlarge it or reduce the fabric size down to sort of look like how it's going to look like when it's made up. So that's what I did here. And I've got a little mini printer that I can connect to my phone. And these are little stickers that I've printed out. So that's what the line art looks like. And this is what the version of the dress would look like in the particular fabric. And it's great. You can really play around with different fabrics, different patterns, and you can actually see whether the pattern is going to look good in that particular style, silhouette, shape. And that's what I used when I was developing my So Fruity blouse the other week. I just wanted to see whether the blouse pattern was going to suit the fabric, and so I used Stash Hub to do that. You can have a lot of fun playing around and seeing if the print pattern is going to suit that particular style. So I did that particular pattern, and the other pattern that I played around with is I've got some really nice stripe. It's I'll see if I can put a pic of it up here. I got it from Draper's in Wellington. It's just a cotton, a lightweight cotton, and it's in a blue, yellow and white stripe. and I saw this particular skirt on Instagram, and it's Paper Theory pocket skirt by Peppermint magazine. And it's a midi relaxed silhouette, a flattering gathered waistband, and oversized panel pocket. So again, I played around and I got the line art, and then I've put this stripy fabric in so I can see what it's going to look like. So it can get quite addicted actually, playing around with your fabrics and your patterns to see what things are going to turn out like. So I really recommend it. As far as I'm aware, to a certain point it's free, but you can pay the premium membership, which gives you more, I guess, options and things. So far I've been able to use it without paying. Whether there's a limited time on the premium, I think you might have a month trial period, maybe that's what I've got. But anyway, I think it's a lot of fun, especially if you're not sure what to do with a piece of fabric, you want to see what it's going to look like, made up in that particular style. Really cool, a lot of fun. So I did that. Now the two patterns I purchased are one of the big fours. This one is the McCall's pattern 8384. I bought it in the larger size range, which is just a 14 to a 22. And the reason I bought this pattern is very similar to the, and I'm just reading it here, to the Starlark Hampton dress. And they had a big sale on down in Spotlight, so I thought they'd 50% off the big four patterns, and they had this one in my size, so I thought actually I'll give this one a go. I really like the raglan sleeves on it. It has a puff sleeve, which is quite cute, and it's got a button down front, and it has the drop sort of skirt on either side of the waistband. I'll put the pattern up there so you can see what it looks like, and I also put up the Starlight pattern, which is very similar. So anyway, I thought I'd give this one a go for spring, summer. And I'm going over to the Gold Coast in September, and I want to start trialing some 12s for a dress pattern that I want to make. I bought some really nice fabric up at Draper's. It's kind of like a see-through kind of lace, and I'm just not sure whether it's going to work for this pattern, but I'm going to make this pattern anyway because I really like it. It's an Empire line. It's Simplicity 8875. So it's an Empire line with gathers just over the top of the bust there. It is a V-neck, which is very flattering. You can do a shorter version, or you can do the version that has the frill, and the frill actually goes up slightly into a V. There are 3 sleeve options. So you've got the full length sleeve, which goes into a wee band. You've got like a flutter sleeve and just sort of more of a puff sleeve. I think that's it. And yeah, I thought that would be quite a cool pattern to make, hopefully quite flattering. Again, it was available in the size 14 to 22, which I bought. I normally in the big four patterns make probably around the size 20, 22, depending on the style and the fit of the pattern. So that's one that I'm really keen to trial. Now, I have made the Lane pants. The Lane pants have been a huge phenomenon over the sewing community, all the social medias, Instagram, YouTube. And because I was having so much problem with my fitting of pants, I thought, let's try this pattern. If it's going to be an easy fix and I get the pants to fit me, then I might be able to alter them. I think there is a hack on the website, Syd Graham, how you can make them slimmer leg rather than the wide leg. There's also options for the cargo pockets on the side. In my version, I added pockets to the back of my pants. So I put a pic of me wearing them up there. Look, I'm sorry, I can't remember the size, so I'll put all that information in the description below, what size I did do in the end. And I just made them in a cheap piece of fabric from my stash. It was just a navy crepe polyester, because I just wanted to try them out before I start using, you know, my more expensive fabric. So they have the beautiful slanted pockets, and the pocket bag is in one piece, which I really liked. And I just stole another pattern piece for the patch pockets on the back, and I made I just made the patch pockets from that and put them on the back. And I did do this drawstring version. The drawstring was a little bit tricky to turn through, but it worked out in the end, and I put some little gold little keepers on the end of that cord, and they're really comfy to wear. Probably a little bit too lightweight for the weather at the moment, but obviously heading in later into the spring, they'll be just great. I could layer them up and they would be fine. So I'm really keen to give another pair a go, but I think I'm going to have a go at seeing if I can reduce down the width of the legs, and I might have a little play around with some other little features and things. So if I make another pair, I'll definitely put them on the channel so you can see what they look like. I've got some really nice linen. I've got bulk roll of linen, so I thought I'll try some linen ones as well and see how they turn out. So really happy with the lane pants. Easy pattern, easy fit, is everything that everyone is saying about them. So really pleased with them. Now, a project that I've been working on for a while, and I was planning to work it down when I was on holiday, but to be fair, I got a wee bit sidetracked having so much fun with the Stash Hub and the Magic mock-up that I didn't get as many made as I wanted to. But I'm making this Simplicity pattern 9633, and I think I'm going to be making this version here with the crocheted squares sleeves. My color choices are this gorgeous mid blue, white and yellow, and I'm going to mix them up. I'm going to do different squares, and I'm probably going to change out, probably have a different color border and just really change them out like they are in the pattern. They have got different colorways using the same 3 colors. So I think by memory it's either about 9 or 12 squares for each sleeve, but they're not very big squares, and then you've actually only got 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 rows to each one, so they don't take too long to make. It's just coming up with the variations that you want to make. So once I get all the squares done, I'm then going to choose what fabric, and I'm pretty sure they recommend things like cotton, linen types, that sort of thing for this. Something that's got a wee bit of body but still sort of a mid-weight. So I'm thinking about a linen. I'm just not sure whether I'm going to go dark or maybe I go for more of a cream so that the squares stand out. So I'm still deciding about that. If you've got any ideas on what colour would go with these squares, let me know. But I am going to do some that are going to have the yellow outer edge and maybe the white outer edge. So it is going to end up being quite varied in the colour combinations there. In the pattern there is also a short sleeve, and there's a bag, and there's an option where you can just put it down the back. So I thought it's quite a fun thing. I thought I would make it up to wear maybe with a denim skirt in the summer, spring, and probably just quite a simplistic outfit with it, because the hero piece is going to be this kind of jacket, cardigan, topper, whatever you want to call it. So I just need to decide whether I'm going to go for the cream or maybe more of the bluey colour to match the squares. I'm just not sure yet. So I'll get the squares made up, and then I'll just line them up next to some fabric and just see which is going to look the best. I'm just looking at my list to see whether I had anything else on the go at the moment. I've actually just because the weather has been so cold here in Christchurch as well as down in Queenstown, I haven't really been out in my sewing room. I'm actually not filming in there at the moment. It is so cold out there. So rather than shift my machine inside, I decided that I would really like a portable sewing machine, one that was lightweight, that I could leave in the house, or if I was going to a friend's house to sew, or going away locally on holiday and I want to take a sewing machine with me. So I've actually bought a Brother, and I'll put information about it. I'll link the information below. I'll put a pic up there what it is, but it is really lightweight. Unlike my Bernina's 350, which is quite a heavy machine to be lifting around. So I bought this little mini computerized machine. It does everything. Actually, it probably does a little bit more in some ways than what my Brother did. It does the reverse back tack. It's got a whole lot of stitches in it, and yeah, it seems to be working okay. I've made one top on it so far, and because I didn't want to bring my overlocker inside, I decided just to do all French seams, and the neckline was actually bound as well, so I didn't actually need my overlocker. And I will be talking about that top next week. It's a new pattern company to me, so I'll talk about that next week and what I think about that. But it was great just to be able to do a little bit of sewing in the warmth rather than trying to heat a room and that. So that's been quite exciting. So that has been my little project over the holidays, because I'm on holiday for another week, so I hope to get some more sewing done. I'm hoping to start trialing these dress patterns. I really want to make that skirt from the Peppermint magazine up. I'm sort of starting to focus on a few more summer, spring things, because I want to get some things made up for my trip in September, and I don't want to leave it to the last minute. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I hope you've got some sewing in this week, and if you enjoy watching my little videos about my sewing journey, please subscribe and like my videos, because it's going to help me to continue to do this. And until next time, bye now.